Okay, apparently I got a little extra time. Don't have much more to say, but there was one last sentence I really wanted you to hear. A dilution, okay, shortening the Hebrew to Jew to account for marriages outside of the tribes. It was a dilution of the pure Hebrew blood. It's diluted. But again, these are words God just, if you try to think, well, for whatever reason, the tribe of Judah began to be called Jew. And how did that really happen? And then all of a sudden the entire tribe of Judah is calling each other Jew? Why? I'm a Judaite. And I'm proud of it. Don't call me that. I don't even know what that means. That's what you would have gotten. So, no, it's not something that just happened. God put it in his story, and they became the Jews. So it's a true story. But he's the one that started it. Hebrew, Israelite, Jacob, you're now Israel. Had a man in divine beings do that, which of course Judaism is going to learn about, since all your prophets were men in divine beings, hosts of God and the angel of his presence, who is a person, two divine beings. They enter a man and they flat out take over. It's kind of like you open up the door and some extended relatives are there. And they got all these bags and suitcases and they say, yeah, well, we're going to help you through the holidays. We thought we'd come on in. And he just bars through the door. I know there's a movie like that. Yes, come in. I shall host you. I will be the host today. Come on in. Suddenly, you find yourself bound to a chair, tied with ropes in the back room. And he said, hey, what y'all doing out there? Oh, we're just changing the movie, the music, and putting some food on. You like roast beef, potatoes, and carrots? Yeah, I like that. How about tacos? A little Mexican food, yeah. You got any cheese enchiladas? Yeah, we got everything. Huh. No, I'm pretty comfortable. You might loosen up these ropes a little bit. No, that's okay. You're not going anywhere. And you get a little evil inclination in their voice. Okay, I just had to put that in. It's a dilution of the pure Hebrew blood, which, may have been the impetus to change it. But God just introduced these words. You don't see the evolution of the Israelites, the exiles, into the name Jew. It is done. And I always say that with love in my heart. But it can be a harsh word. And it can hurt to the quick. I know the Jewish people, if you use it with any particular tone. And I understand that. But you have to understand, I would have been with the God of the Jewish people for 16 years, 24/7, every second. Every thought in my mind, every word in my mouth is coming from him. Now, he can be me for me, as he did in creating Adam and Eve and the angel of his presence. He forms you. Now, he created humanity. He created me as a human being, a human species. I once was anyway. Don't feel so human anymore. But, I don't have self-will. I don't have self-thought. I don't have self-anything. I'm a puppet. And, y'all don't know God. I mean, he's not. You can't say, well, I bet he's a good person and takes. Well, they make sure I eat and things. But, he says, look, you're going through a lot of pain. It's because of what you're walking into. You just don't know how bad it's going to get. And I'm like, look, I know more than any one of them. And I'm pretty, if you just read my book, The Life of the Righteous Servant, you're going to find out. I wasn't somebody to be fooled around with about. The best label would be a fighter. I had this deformity at birth that God put there, 453, afflicted by God. I've sacrificed much to get that temple built, get God in it, make sure the Jewish people, the entirety of Israel, which I just love, is not utterly destroyed by the world. Those are some heavy tasks. I got to make the many righteous. I got to make people believe me. I need those people that say, who can believe a word you've heard? I can tell you I do. You can't just listen that a man is saying it. You got to go read his proofs. Proof 1, I've told you. It's the book. The knowledge in it. Impossible. If it's impossible, it's a miracle. If it's a miracle, you got to figure out how that miracle came to be. God told it to him. Just like he told Moses Genesis, told Moses Leviticus. Now go tell the Israelites. Now he wrote this book and he's telling me, go tell the Jewish people and every Gentile who will listen to it, because it will hurt them to the quick. My arguments are too strong that Jesus Christ is a myth and a liar and a deceiver of the highest order. And it comes from their book. Religious people just go blind. You know, they see something they don't like or conflicts with what they think. It didn't happen. Turn the page. Just turn the page. It didn't happen. Religious people, they're a hoot to me, I guess. Okay, they're not that funny. I'm learning. I'm still learning. Okay. Next up, chapter 15 I got. Well, it's about 60 now. To redo. Y'all have seen some really bad video out there, I'm sure, that are listening. Well, there's about 900 people who are revisiting. So I'm sure they've seen some bad video. It's because of all the reposting, all the re-download, all the re-upload. But it's the only way to get it out there. And I had to tell you who I am, because you're not going to do it for me. I am God's righteous servant Moshiach, the prophet like David, with the capabilities to handle the chores of Elijah. 4 righteous men to come. Only one righteous servant. Righteous servants to come. Only one description of a righteous servant. He's all 4. I've already covered the prophet like Moses by writing the books God dictated to me. The only other thing he did was the Exodus. Well, we don't have the Jewish people in prison right now or in slavery. Certainly can't be Joshua, as Tovia Singers thinks. That's so ridiculous. That's his attendant. His name was Hoshi. And God changed it to Joshua, which is an important thing if you want to know a little bit about Moses being a man of divine beings. Let me read the book. Or find the video, I guess. He's standing right there when Moses writes, there's never been a prophet like Moses again. This is when God says, I'm going to send one day. Never been one like Moses. Well, Joshua was standing right beside him. Why not say? And Joshua became the prophet like Moses. I know they use his name, according to Tovia Singer, some 50 times in Hebrew as leader. So, you know how many leaders are in the world right now? How many of them can write God's words? That's the leader you're looking for. Sometimes somebody's writing God's words and he hadn't become a leader yet. I can tell you this, Tovia Singer, Jews for Judaism, you better get out there. You better listen to this stuff and what people are saying about me. And you, if you want God to ever look at you again, if you want to go into the scroll of remembrance and see the Jewish heaven, you're going to go to all your people and you're going to tell them you've been wrong. Isaiah 53 is not Israel, and you can even go further and tell them how wrong you've been. Just repeat your commentary, they'll get it. Right now, you go to somebody who, there's 66,000 that follow Tovia, and you say it's not Israel. They say it has to be Israel. Tovia said so. Yeah, but do you know why he says that? No, I don't care. Tovia said it. Religious people, I'm right back to square one. I don't want to say they're all idiots, But but what happens is they get a belief, and they're not going to let go of it. I don't care what they read. I can show you the greatest lie straight from the lips of Jesus in the history of mankind that has deceived more people has ever been any other lie in the history of mankind. And it's in their book. But apparently the great anti-missionaries like Mr. Sanger and Jews for Judaism don't seem to get it. What else would you focus on? Oh, that's right. Toby is focusing on human sacrifice. He says God's a God of human sacrifice. Made the murder of the Holocaust guilt offerings, which is a bad, bad Hebrew translation. Guilt offerings. Let's go to Leviticus. And really, what does it do? I mean, I can understand an unblemished lamb, you get sin free, or at least for unintentional sins. But to the Christians, you're sin free because of that sacrifice, human sacrifice. Jesus even says it. God has prepared my body, this is in the New Testament, to be the final sacrifice. No more animals. And of course, Toby revived that for his commentary. He's just making stuff up. He's just like Rambam. With religious people. God told me going into this, he says, you're going to find, they're real down to earth and, great thinkers and will listen to argument and give argument. I said, well, that sounds good because you don't find that with Christians. You just don't. Praise and I mean, I'll show them this lie. I can sit down there in a filled room and say, see, okay, everybody got the book. Okay, see, this chapter. Okay, see what he said? Okay, now this one and this one. You got to put several together. That's what he says. We'll go find it. It's on video. I'm not going to redo it. And they'll all get up and they'll go, we don't believe anything you're saying. Praising on Jesus. Praising on Jesus. And they all run out. You can't shake them. And these are the people who are going to disavow Jesus and make the Jewish people exalted by all the world. You're rabbis. They got to get out of the box. They're doing the same thing. It must be, there's got to be a key to this. I'm going to find it in the next 20 years. Why are Jewish people, religious people, why they are? What is that? I mean, both of those men are intelligent, they're agreeable, they're fun to listen to. But when you start saying the murdered of the Holocaust is the righteous servant because they're a guilt offering, which, by the way, is a compensation sacrifice. It's a compensation for destroying religious, what is it? Religious stuff. It's like taking a manara and throwing it up against the wall. You're going to pay for that. Uh-huh. Better bring your unblemished ram in. That's another thing. None of these people are unblemished. Toby says they're all it's a guilt offering, they're all unblemished lambs. And how they could be the righteous servant, I don't know. He's God's representation of the day of the Lord. God's got to have a guy to deliver covenants. Do they not know there's covenants coming? Those two are a joke. Now, I have to understand, men taught them. Other rabbis teach rabbis, right? Man teaching man. And if anything has fallen askew before, in the past, well, it just keeps getting bigger. But the religious people, it's like, that's what I believe. I believe in Messianic character. I know God says won't be tossed, but I think we'll be exalted. Jews for Judaism entire commentary is based on that exaltation of every Jew disavowing their gods and coming to worship with the Jew. It's based. That's what their commentary is that gets you to 53's Israel. It's a joke. It's never has happened. It's never gonna happen. Go, God, man. Go get some tiddlywinks and have fun. No, I'm not happy with them at all. But I got such short ones here. I figure I can let you know a little bit more who I am. I'm a friendly guy. I love to laugh. You know, I'm still Keith. Sure, a little intimidating that where I go, God's within me, and angel of his presence. Maybe a little intimidating, but, you know, I'm the only one they hurt because I'm in the fire refinement still. I'm still not there. Which really, see, they want an angry response. Just telling me I'm not ready. Makes me. And I said, well, why am I still angry after 16 years? This doesn't work, does it? It's just time to just give it up, God. You had 16 years. You didn't get what you want done. You're just going to have to admit to it. You failed. You're not perfect. Hey, friend of friend. I'm just trying to rouse him. He says, hey, you know this isn't how exactly I wanted it. I said, I don't know, but I just learned that maybe you did. Yeah. You're God. I am but a human being. So sad. We fool around all the time. Okay, that's it. Well, this is my part 2 of 2 videos, and I got the space. I'm buying 2 memory cards tonight. I'm going to order them on my dad's credit card, bank card, because I got my Social Security today. That's how I live, moment to moment. Thank you.